From faking a volcanic eruption on live TV
Oh my God.
to serving live mouse on breakfast, here are the top 10 April Fool's prank that went horribly wrong. In 1940, a press agent named William Castellini created a publicity stunt to promote a lecture about the end of the world at a planetarium. He issued a press release announcing the end of the world, confirmed by astronomers at the Franklin Institute, and provided contact details for further information. The stunt backfired, and Castellini lost his job, proving that sometimes the best way to end the world is not with a bang, but with a poorly thought-out press release. In 2010, a Jordanian town fell for a prank claiming that spaceships piloted by 3-meter-tall aliens had landed in the desert outside their settlement, causing widespread panic among the citizens. The mayor considered ordering an evacuation of the town, and troops were even dispatched to investigate. Once the truth was revealed, the newspaper responsible for the prank apologized, but didn't specify why they chose that particular town. Perhaps they just wanted to prove that aliens were better at finding Jaffa than their own GPS systems. When WNAC-TV reported on April 1, 1980, that Great Blue Hill, a popular hiking destination near Boston, had erupted, they didn't expect it to be taken seriously. But with fresh memories of the Mount St. Helens eruption just a few days prior, the locals were quick to panic. Even edited remarks from President Jimmy Carter and Massachusetts Governor Edward J. King didn't deter the masses, and many began evacuating their homes. In the end, the station fired executive producer Homer Silly, who clearly didn't exercise good news judgment when he failed to identify stock footage as such. Google's reputation as an April Fool's Day prankster took a hit in 2016 with the launch of Gmail Mic Drop. The feature allowed users to end an email with a GIF of a minion doing a mic drop, but the separate Send plus mic drop button placed next to the regular one led to many people accidentally using it. To make matters worse, the feature also muted all other participants in the email thread, causing complaints from users who accidentally sent the mic drop to business contacts or customers. Google removed the feature a few hours later. In 1980, an Ohio barber, George Burko, decided to pull an April Fool's prank by advertising a topless stylist in his shop. He managed to attract a huge crowd and even caught the attention of the police. When the Ohio Barber Licensing Board arrived for an inspection, they failed to locate any topless women and ruled that the shirtless barber was not a violation. Although it was a hassle for Burko, his business doubled that day, proving that the joke was a success. And hey, at least he wore a tuxedo tie. What do you get when you mix a radio DJ, a fake Titanic, and a dangerous cliff? A disaster, apparently. In 2001, a Brighton DJ announced on air that a replica of the Titanic would be sailing by Beachy Head, a popular suicide spot in the UK. Hundreds of people showed up, causing a massive crack to appear in the cliff face. While the prank may have seemed harmless, authorities weren't laughing. With heavy fog and the risk of landslides, the joke could have had deadly consequences. In Ravenna, Ohio, 5 teenage girls learned the hard way that not everyone recognizes the iconic Super Mario question block. Their April Fool's Day prank of leaving 17 gold-wrapped question mark boxes outside important buildings like a courthouse and a church caused a bomb scare, with the bomb squad called in to investigate. Luckily, the boxes were empty, and the girls were able to explain that they got the idea from a website with art project ideas. Thomas Cook Travel Agency organized the first round-the-world tour. Exactly 100 years later, John Carter of the Times thought he'd play an April Fool's joke by announcing that the company would offer a similar trip, but at 1872 prices, and available to the first 1,000 applicants. The joke relied on an email address provided for inquiries, Miss Avril Foley. Crowds queued outside Thomas Cook branches to apply for this once-in-a-lifetime deal, which led to chaos and confusion among the public and the company staff. The Times apologized for the prank, but had to fire Carter due to the massive backlash, though he was later reinstated. In 1900, an April Fool's joke between a young couple in New York went terribly wrong when the man put a live mouse inside his fiancee's boiled egg as a prank. When she cracked the egg open, the mouse ran out, causing her to faint and suffer from 3 nervous fits throughout the day. The woman's condition was so critical that a doctor had to be called in. The man was left driven wild with grief, but the article doesn't mention what ultimately happened to the couple. Texas Representative Tom Moore pulled off an April Fool's joke that went a bit too far back in 1971. He proposed a resolution to honor a man from Boston for his unconventional techniques involving population control and applied psychology, which got passed unanimously. The man in question turned out to be Albert DeSalvo, better known as the Boston Strangler, responsible for 13 murders. Moore withdrew the resolution, and the media presented the story as a point about blind approval, but Moore clarified that it was all just a joke. We can only imagine the awkwardness in that room. That concludes our journey through the top 10 April Fool's pranks that backfired. We hope you had a good laugh and maybe even learned a thing or two about what not to do on April Fool's Day. If you want to see more hilarious and informative content like this, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. We promise to bring you the best of the internet, from funny pranks to mind-blowing facts. When in doubt, just remember the wise words of our favorite jester: if at first you don't succeed, then skydiving probably isn't for you. Thanks for watching, and stay foolish.